Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about chapter number 1, artificial intelligence in physiotherapy, transforming rehabilitation and movement science. By the end of today's class, you will be able to define artificial uh, intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning precisely in the physiotherapy context. You can explain how AI can support assessment, exercise feedback, adherence, and tele-rehabilitation without any replacing clinical reasoning. You can also enable to describe the artificial intelligence pipeline from data model validation to clinical deployment step by step. Then you also identify the risk such as bias, privacy, generalization, and extensive explainability and purpose safeguard for physiotherapy practice. These are some four learning outcome of today lecture. Why artificial intelligence matter in physiotherapy? Physiotherapy, you know that the physiotherapy or physical therapy is one of the most moment data rich healthcare profession. Every session produce measurable information, for example, posture, gait, balance, joint angle, repetition, fatigue, adherence, and progression. Now, imagine if we could measure and track these objectively inside the clinic and also at the home. This is where artificial intelligence become useful. It can help us to analyze the movement and behavior pattern at scale and provide a structural feedback and support decision making. But I want to be clear from the start. Artificial intelligence is not a replacement for a physiotherapist. It is a sport technology. The human part, like clinical reasoning, empathy, manual handling, context, and safety decision, remain essentials and irreplaceable by the artificial intelligence. Now we will look some definition. Let's define the different terms precisely. What is artificial intelligence? What is machine learning and deep learning? You know that artificial intelligence is a broad term. Um, it has a broad goal, building system that perform a task that normally required human intelligence, such as interpretation of images, understanding language, and recognition of motor movement pattern. What is machine learning? Is a subset of artificial intelligence. The system, it means the system learn pattern from the data rather than being manually performed or manually programmed with the fixed rule. It improve automatically through the experience and the examples. What is deep learning? It is also a subset of machine learning that use multi-layer neural network to learn complex pattern, especially in image, in video, audio, and time series signal like inertial moment unit electromyography. Um, Clarifying some examples. If I write a rule like we have in this slide, you can learn that what is rule-based programming, machine learning, and deep learning. If I write a rule like if the knee angle is more than 15 degree, valgus, the patient has knee valgus, then we mark the squat is incorrect. That is a rule of programming. A human expert write an explicit and conditional rule. The system do not learn, it only check the condition, cannot adapt the individual patient variation, breakdown with the multiple simultaneous error. But if we collect 100 of squat and label them as a correct and incorrect, and the system learn the pattern, this is known as machine learning. We provide input data from sensor signal and plus correct labels. The model discover the pattern from the example automatically and can handle the multiple features simultaneously and then adapt to the different part of the body type and the movement style. So this is a machine learning. If the system learn directly from raw data frames and raw data sensor signal with the multi-layer networks, it is known as deep learning. It uses multi-layer neural network, process the raw data directly. No manual feature engineering required. It can capture high complex non-linear patterns, and it requires large data set but achieve state-of-art results. This is known as deep learning. Why physiotherapy is a perfect match for artificial intelligence? We have some reasons. Physiotherapy match AI for a five reason. Number one is a movement is measurable. The rehabilitation outcome. In many rehabilitation uh, outcome can be represented as a signal. For example, angle, speed, repetition, symmetry, smoothness, and endurance. All are the machine learning analysis. Next one is a home rehab is a repetitive. Repetition are necessary for neuroplasticity and motor learning. So the monitoring repetition by repetition quality is critical, and AI can do this continuously. Number three, home-based program are hard to monitor, so that adherence drop when supervision is low. AI can help measure and encourage the adherence and encourage the compliance in the home environment. Next one is a tele-rehabilitation growing. AI can support the remote assessment and feedback when clinicians are not physically present. So it is extending the quality care across the distance. Then hai, technology can combine. We can combine different technology into rehab ecosystem into and we can integrate different technology to develop a complete rehab ecosystem, like for example wearables, cameras, apps, robotics, and integrate into complicated connected rehabilitation ecosystem. All are powered by artificial intelligence. uh, where artificial intelligence help across the physiotherapy process, yeah, or AI along the physiotherapy journey. Let's a map of AI to the physiotherapy process. Every stage of the patient journey can be spotted but not be replicated by the AI. For the assessment, artificial intelligence can support the assessment by turning the subjective observation into measurable indicator. For example, analyzing the posture or movement pattern with computer vision to provide objective description from the sensor data. But as a clinician also use history, palpation, smell cell test, differential diagnosis to detect to assess the patient. In planning, in clinical reasoning, artificial intelligence can assist by organizing the data in highlighting the pattern, but the final plan must be remain clinician led because clinical reasoning include context. For example, pain behavior, comorbidities, red flags, patient goal, and safety. So that artificial intelligence can predict model pattern and highlighting from prior cases, but clinician has do final plan in context of pain, comorbidities, red flag, patient goal, and safety. Artificial intelligence help in the intervention. For example, it can play a real-time corrective feedback, especially home exercise setting, by detecting the movement quality and giving the instruction. And the clinician perform manual therapy, progression, empathy, support, and adaptation, which can AI cannot do. In monitoring, artificial intelligence use wearable and app can collect the continuous data. For example, steps, repetition, activity level, movement variability, and the progress trend. And machine learning can summarize the process trend over a time. but the clinician interpreted and reassess the goal and reassess and goal review. For the maintenance, artificial intelligence system can support a maintenance program by tracking adherence long term, detect early function decline, and engage the reminders. In contrast, the physiotherapist or clinician discharge decision making, escalation when needed, the psychological support, or any other support. Artificial intelligence pipeline from data to the clinical tools. Now we will go to deeper. Every artificial intelligence tool follow a pipeline from clinical question to data to label, then processing, training, validation, and deployment. We have 7 steps artificial intelligence in the physiotherapy. Understanding these pipeline let you critically evaluate any artificial intelligence product you can encounter in a physical therapy practice or clinical practice. These are the 7 steps. You Number one is a clinical question. Number two, data collection. Number three, labeling and ground truth. Number four, pre-processing. Number five, model training. Number six, validation. Number seven, deployment and monitoring. Start with the right clinical question. A wrong question produce a useless model regarding to the technical quality. Validation is most critical step. Real world patient differ from the lab conditioning in age, patient disability, and environment. The pipeline is iterative, and the performance failure often required going back and improving the earlier steps. Now we just go through the one by one each step. Number one is define the clinical question. For example, it can we detect the patient perform a squat correctly at home? The question determine what data to collect and what label to create and what success look like. If the question is vague and wrong, the model will be useless and useless regardless of accuracy. Must come from the clinical need and not from what is technically possible. So after we choose a correct answer, clinical question, we move toward the data collection. We get data from the videos, variables, clinical records, and data from the videos. We can use smartphone, webcams for the posture and knee joint or giant key point via computer vision. Variables, we can use inertial moment unit, EMG tracking, so that we can capture the movement and muscle activation signal. We can use clinical record in the patient report outcome for the prediction models. Data must be represent the diversity of the real patient, for example, age, size, disability, and clothing. Sometimes when we got data collection, we move next step labeling and ground truth. Then we need a ground truth. The correct answer the model should learn. The correct answer the model is trained to learn. In a rehabilitation, therapist expert label the some question, either it is correct or incorrect, the functional score. Then we have some key challenges in the labeling and ground truth. The therapist can be disagree. There is inter-rater reliability is essential in this labeling or ground truth. The poor quality label produce a poor quality model, and this is unavoidable. Next is a fourth point is a pre-processing. Raw data is always noisily. Video has occlusion, camera angle may have some issues, sensor signal may have drift, and noise and calibration error may be occur. So that's a pre-processing. Do some filtration, segmentation, and normalization, and feature extraction, so that the goal is to ensure the model learn movement pattern, not a sensor artifacts. Then next one is a model training. Now we choose a model. What type of model we can use? We can use classical model and deep learning model. Classical model are the SVM, random forest, or the KNN networks. When we feature are manually engineering from the data. If the feature are engineering, then we use classical machine learning. When we use deep learning, it can be used CNN networks and LSTM and transformer. When the data is raw data and complex like images, video, and time series, we can use deep. We must choose the deep learning models. Next one is a validation. A model can look perfect in a lab but fail in a real life. Why? Because the patient differ by the age, body type, clothing, pain, disability, and compensation strategies. We must validate in a real world setting. We must validate the real world setting and test general. We must perform a test generalization with extend the validation cohort, so that performance in training data along when we perform in a training data along, it is insufficient evidence. Next one is the deployment and the ongoing monitoring. Must monitor the performance continuously, because the population and environment change after the deployment. In healthcare system, there is a safety requirements. We must be continuously monitor this. It is most crucial. Next one is a real examples in artificial intelligence. Evidence based example from rehabilitation research. Computer vision for home exercise feedback. We can use computer vision system that can track body key points. The technology in this technology, we can use camera, pose estimation, and deep learning, so that this system track the giant key point in a real time using computer vision, and evaluate the movement quality against the trained reference pattern, provide a real time corrective feedback to the patient at home, and track the repetition count and perform the trained hour session. If from computer vision for the home feedback, we can find some key points. For example, extend physiotherapy supervision to the home without the clinician being physically present. Number two, variable plus machine learning for the monitoring. In this technology, we can use inertial moment units and EMG sensors plus machine learning algorithms. Variable sensor capture the continuous movement during the activities. Machine learning algorithm classify the activity type, quality, and rehabilitation count, and adherence measurement objectively, not relying on the patient's self-report. So long-term recovery trends and tracked and summarized for the clinician, we can monitor. The key finding of the variable and machine learning in the rehab monitoring, the systematic review confirmed the feasibility of the variable-based rehabilitation monitoring for our tracking recovery process. Next one is the robotic and artificial intelligence in the rehabilitation. That in this technology, robotic system and artificial intelligence and machine learning control and adaptive feedback is used. Artificial intelligence can classify the patient moment, interaction, and effort level, and then a robot adjust the assistance level based on the patient performance, and machine learning predict moment trajectories for the smooth assistance. Adaptive training intensity based on the real time patient response can be used. The review of the robotic and AI rehabilitation highlight the real world challenging and generalization, explainability, and the cost remain major barrier to implementation this into the rehab system. Next one is the safety, ethics, and professional responsibility. Um, Artificial intelligence can support a physiotherapy, but it also creates some risk. The most important and risk is biasness. AI trained on a data that does not represent women, different age, disability, culture, clothing style will perform unfairly for those groups. So that we must use some safeguard. We must collect diverse data, representative data, audit model performance across the demographic subgroup before deployment. And number two risk is privacy. The problem is video and sensor data from the patient perform exercise at a home is sensitive. Personal health information breach can cause a serious harm. So that we can use safeguard for the privacy, we obtain information or informed consent, use secure encrypted storage, apply data minimization, and collect only what is clinically necessary. The third risk is explainability. If the system cannot explain what is flagged a moment error, the clinician may either reject it entirely or worsen trust it blindly without questioning. So that we must use some safeguards, prefer the interpretable model for clinical use, required artificial intelligence to show the evidence for the decision alongside any recommendation. Next one is the over reliance. Some clinician and patient may stop thinking critically when AI is present. AI must be remain as a tool, not the decision maker, so that clinical judgment cannot be delegated. So that we must use some safeguards. Train the clinician to critically evaluate AI output, establish the escalation pathway that always involve a quantified physiotherapist. We have some activities questions. Question number one. We have three activities. Artificial intelligence or not artificial intelligence. I will read three statements. You identify that it is artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning, or not artificial intelligence. Statement: if a knee valgus is greater than 15 degree, mark the squat as incorrect. What is this? A human expert wrote a fixed conditional rule. The system does not learn. No training data was used. This is a traditional if then logic is used. So that this is not a artificial intelligence, it is a rule based programming. Next statement is a we collect 100 of label squat, correct or incorrect, and the system learn the classification pattern. The system learn from the label example automatically. It discover pattern from the training data without explicit rule programming. This is known as machine learning. Statement number 3: the system processes raw video frames through a multi-layer neural network to classify the movement quality. What is this? Multi-layer neural network process raw data video frame directly, not a manual feature engineering. This is representation learning from the raw input. So this is known as deep learning. Next activity is the minimum mini case discussion. I have a case. A 45-year-old patient with the knee osteoarthritis is performing a home exercise program. They report a pain flare and inconsistent adherence. The therapist want to improve the monitoring between clinical visits. In a pair, you must sit in a pair and discuss the each question and answer the following question. Question number 1: what can AI measure objectively in this case? So that artificial intelligence, what can measure? Artificial intelligence can measure the repetition count. It can measure the movement speed. It can measure basic alignment trends, adherence pattern, for example, session frequency, duration, activity level between the session, and exercise quality and variation across the time. So we can use artificial intelligence and we can measure it these measure objectively. Question number 2: what must remain clinically judgment? The pain interpretation and mechanism, and progression decision, and psychological context like fear, avoidance, motivation, red flag, contraindication, manual assistance, patient specific goal setting must be remain a clinical judgment. What is the safety feature must be artificial intelligence include? We must there must be a flag for uncertainty, low confidence output, encourage the clinician review for the significant changes, avoid unsupervised progression, recommendation, and an override clinical judgment. These are some answers of this question. Now the summary for the chapter number 1. We learn about AI argument, not replace the human. Artificial intelligence support the assessment, monitoring, and feedback. Clinical reasoning, empathy, manual skills, safety decision remain with the physiotherapist. There are 3 precise definition for the artificial intelligence. It is a broad goal, machine learning. It learns from the data. Deep learning, it is a multi-layer neural network from a complex pattern. Number 5. Next is a 5 reason for physiotherapist and artificial intelligence match. Movement is a measurable. Rehabilitation is receptive. Home monitoring is needed. Telerehabilitation is growing. Multiple technology can combine. We learn about 7-step pipeline, clinical question to the data collection, then we label the data, then pre-processing the data, then training, and then validation of the tool and the deployment of the tool. Validation in this step is most critical and step for the real world safety. Next one is the we highlight some key risk. The biasness is in the unrepresentative training data, the privacy for sensitive health data, privacy of the sensitive health data, the explainability of clinical trust, and our lines replacing the clinical thinking. Ethical and safety are not optional. Privacy, bias control, and real world validation and clinical oversight are core safety requirement, not technical afterthoughts. Ethics, privacy, bias control, and real world validation are not optional. They are core clinical safety requirements. We have some in class questions. You answer these questions in the chat and the comments. Answer individually and to be reviewed at the end of next session. Define the artificial intelligence in one sentence. Define the machine learning in one sentence. Define the deep learning in one sentence. Give two physiotherapy tasks that artificial intelligence can support. Give two limitation of artificial intelligence in real clinical practice. What is grounded truth and why it is critical in rehabilitation artificial intelligence? Why does generalization matter, and give clinical example of failure? Name two variable sensor used in the rehabilitation research. Name one specific privacy risk in tele-rehabilitation video-based tools. And complete artificial should dash in physiotherapy. Explain your answer. Thank you very